probably can't tell it in the camera, but it's literally straight up. Oh yeah. Get down here where the ticks live. The spiders. Yeah, the spider web. We gotta go back up that way, don't we?
I think so.
Nice
If you want to go up good.
Nice and humid. Well, first spot was a bust, but we're gonna move on to the next. We actually did jump a couple deer. I think it was a big nanny and some fresh yearlings or your fawns. But as you can see behind me, like, it's deep down in here. Turn you around. Like, gotta go up this crap. Truck's probably 800 yards up over this hill. But we're gonna keep pushing. See what happens. You think it's freaking big ass hills we're walking up. We're looking for elk, but we're not, unfortunately. We're just scouting and finding spots to hang cameras for whitetail. Getting ready for the season. Trying to get y'all some content. So, we will see y'all at the next spot where we should be hanging a camera. And now.
Alright, so putting the stealth cam out on this little crossing. There's a big creek that runs all the way through here, and there's a bunch of ag fields out in the I guess toward like the northeast. But we came through here about a month ago before all this veg grew up and marked this on Onyx. There's a big trail that runs through here, crosses the creek and comes out on the other side. There's also another big water crossing back here. So the plan is to put a camera facing south. There's another big ag field back this way, and kind of figure out exactly where there's deer are bedded at. So the plan is to run a camera here and maybe run a camera on that water crossing and figure out exactly what the travel patterns are during the daytime, whether they're crossing through here at night or simply just using this to access water. Yeah, so I'm just gonna hang this one here and then probably hang another one. It's gonna sound stupid, but it's maybe 50 yards to the creek, not even. So probably more like 30 yards, but that's the plan anyway, and we'll see how it goes. We'll be back up here probably a month or so to come check these ones. These ones are a ways up north, so it takes a hot minute to get here, but we jumped what we think were deer on the way in, so could work out for the best. Stick around.
Drink water.
Yeah. For real.
And there's this massive freaking creek. Doesn't look like it on the video, but it's probably, I don't know, 12, 15 foot from where I'm standing to the bottom. So
there's a big crossing right here though.
Yeah, this is the crossing he was talking about just a second ago.
And
the camera's hung up
30 yards, not
like
even
20 yards this way on a tree, but literally this is where they've been crossing. You can tell where it's deep down.
Nothing nothing super fresh, but I'm gonna bust my ass going down there.
One of us is gonna do it.
Well,
Probably gonna be me. I always fall. Oh no. We need to get this done though before it rains.
Yeah.
That thunder's getting closer. Oh, oh yeah. So you loosen that big ass vine. Now it's gonna break whenever I grab it.
Hey, there's a ton of deer tracks right here.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can see them from here.
This is the spot.
The beat up. There's a big one. Talking about deer tracks. Oh shit. Oh god, it's so soft. Oh shit. Feel like Tarzan. Oh god, just keep going. Sucks being a fat boy. Huh? The frogs? So if y'all don't know, Greg is deathly afraid of snakes. So anything that moves in the grass is a snake to him.
Hey, you wanna walk through?
Nope, because I'm filming.
Man,
Look, you can see the trail right there.
Some digging, son.
This is beat down. They just walk straight up. And we just slid down that mudslide right there. Pretty high in here. All this grass is waist high.
Yeah. But another reason why it's kind of neat back in here is because it's 90 degrees out today, and you know, we're pouring sweat. But the deer are better back in here because they have plenty of shade. Yeah. There's a ton of undergrowth. There's some beds right there.
Yeah. Literally as we're talking. Big bed. And another one right there next to it. All it is back here is nothing but beds. At least for right now, summer beds. But subject to change towards the fall.
This area too is just one big pinch point for them because there's, like I said earlier, there's ag fields on to the, I guess that's north,
yeah,
there's
to
ag
the
fields
north.
to the east, and there's ag fields to the west. So, and then it's just wide open farms, and then there's this creek that runs down through here, and these deer just stick right tight to this creek.
Yep.
But they have everything to sustain them that they need. You know, there's pin oaks and all kinds of stuff in here.
This creek always stays full of water.
Let's get another one hung, I guess.
Yep.
I think I might just put it right here.
Think so?
I know there's a big crossing right there, but it's super sketchy over there.
Let's move it out a little bit and see what we see. Maybe closer to the field. I mean, you can see the, I don't know how good you can see it in the camera, but there's literally tracks all through here. On the ground, there's a track right there. This that's corn.
Corn, yeah.
Yep. This is what we're talking about. Like everywhere you see trees, it's just a creek. So over here, towards this side, there's a railroad. A railroad track goes that way, and there's another farm on the opposite side. Over here, where we can hunt, where it's all public, creek back in here that runs all the way up and around that way. The farm back up that way. Obviously, they farm all this too, because this is all corn. So I feel like this is probably like the money shot for early season for like what we're trying to do, trying to get pictures of deer, because they're gonna be bedded right here in this thick stuff where obviously we just showed you where the beds were, and they're gonna come right out here in the evening or at night and just feed out here in this corn.
Yeah, really. I mean, realistically, we have kind of an idea of how we want to hunt this property. just based off of the sign that we saw, you know, during shed season about a month ago. We were in here just
chasing turkeys.
Yeah, looking to see what was going on in here. So right now the goal is to just hang the cameras, figure out what's in here for deer. Obviously, you know, try and pattern deer, as they say, but it's going to change regardless.
Yeah, because I mean, I know we haven't made a lot of videos, and me and Greg have been discussing this like ever since like this Rona stuff started kicking off, and then we've just talked, like, we haven't been able to film much because we've been so busy with work. He's been gone, I've been gone. We haven't been able to film much, so like, this is like the first weekend that we've actually been able to get together and actually come out and plan about what we're going to do this fall. And if everything comes to plan the way we want it to, you know, we're gonna have out-of-state hunts and you know, in-state hunts that are, you know, all around the state. So I don't know, it's going to be an interesting season. We honestly don't even plan on actually sitting in a deer stand until late October.
Halloween.
Yep, like around Halloween, just because we're going to be busy with work all through August and September, and our out-of-state hunts and stuff like that start like the beginning of October.
So I have family coming out opening day, probably hunt the first week of the season. So I want to get him set up. This is the second year he's lucky enough to draw a tag out here in Kansas, and I want to get him set up, get him on a deer. Got to put in the work if you want to be successful. So
very true.
Finish hanging cameras today, see what they produce, and then probably, well, late August we'll start hanging tree stands.
Yeah. You
know, we'll show you how we set up tree stands and all that fun stuff. Let's get another camera up before this thing blows in on us.
Yep.
So this is camera number 2, and just to give you guys a little bit of insight, this is a Tasco camera from Walmart, and it's the 10 megapixel version, so it's like, I think it retails at like 38 bucks. Super simple to use, super simple to set up. And I know there's a bunch of debates on cameras and just like anything else that anybody uses in the outdoor industry, but I think we bought these, first time we bought these was January.
Yeah.
And so I bought one, and I bought the 8 megapixel, which is like 28 bucks. And I was reading the reviews, there really isn't a ton of bad reviews on them, and they've worked really well for me. The other camera that I set up over there, it's like a $150 stealth cam, and I trust these ones more, you know, than I trust that camera. And the quality, like, you're like, oh, it's only 10 megapixels. Yeah, it kind of sucks, but the quality is great. Daytime, nighttime, it doesn't matter. Obviously, you got to pay attention to how you set them up. You don't want them in the sun or anything like that, but they're going to get the job done for you. And with us, like, mainly hunting public land, you know, I have to run a ton of cameras because we have all these spots that we're going on this public, and one, because of the quantity of spots that we have, you know, obviously I have to run more cameras, but because it's public land, stuff gets stolen, right? So I'd rather lose a $28 Tasco that takes, I guess, lesser quality photos, which really, in my opinion, it doesn't, than lose a $150 stealth cam every time I go try and hang a camera on public ground. So if you're looking for cheap cameras that actually work, I recommend Tasco. They're from Walmart. I'm pretty sure you can get them on Amazon. But yeah, so check them out.
Yeah, and by the way, guys, like, we're not sponsored by anyone.
Nope.
Like, this is all stuff that we paid our hard-earned money for.
Yep.
Like, we don't have any sponsors. We're new to this. We're not new to hunting, but new to this filming thing, and I don't want y'all watching the video thinking we're sponsored by anybody, because we're not. We only buy gear that we know will work for us, and we're trying it for the first time. And you're gonna see us use a lot of stuff this season for the first time, and we'll give you your honest opinion on everything that we use. So
yep.
Just keep that in mind, because we're not trying to sell anything to y'all. We're just letting you know what we used works for us, and maybe it can work for you. That's the end goal. You know, we want people to learn, you know, what we're using, and hopefully they'll like it just as much as we do. So this one's ready. We're about to get out of here, yeah, head on to the next spot. Hopefully takes film some more and put out some more cameras.
That looks good.
Oh yeah. Blend right in.